What's going on? Yes. There's a fucking concert going on out here, man. Another one. They had one yesterday that my son went to. Um, Someone named Little TJ. That's how I said, I know I'm starting to get old, nigga. I don't know who the fuck you talking about, nigga. Who the fuck no Little TJ is. And none of that shit, bro. So I guess I'm starting to get old. But Shame TV, welcome. I'm gonna try to do this live stream out here because it feels fucking wonderful out here. I probably won't be hearing, y'all won't be hearing from me for the next day or so, probably because it's a hurricane that's supposed to hit directly up here. So, what's up, Nikki? There's a hurricane that's supposed to hit Massachusetts directly. It's hitting Rhode Island directly, but Rhode Island is the size of my pinky, so it's gonna hit here directly. Um, I haven't been through a hurricane in Boston since I was little, since Hurricane Gloria. For those of you who I am revealing my age to, Hurricane Gloria, y'all remember that shit. So Hurricane Gloria is actually what hit up here in Mass. So, but anyway, what's going on, man? I'm breaking rules. I'm smoking on camera and shit again. I'm breaking all the rules, man. I do what I want to do out here. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Unseen? I'm doing what I'm doing out here. I hope you out there not being harassed by a black ass monster. I hope you ain't out here being harassed, Unseen, by the fucking black ass troll, by a trill troll. Fuck her. So, y'all seen the title, man. Y'all know what's going on. You know what I mean? Y'all know what's going on. Ain't nobody surprised. No one's being is shocked here. You know what's going on. This is the Polights Saneter stream. Let me roll my window up a little because that shit is fucking loud. But yeah, man. I heard some of the shit that Polite said in the video. I actually forced myself to listen to that shit so that I could actually do the stream. But I felt like listening to him was really, I don't know, it was bringing down my whole energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, listening to Polite talk is so fucking stressful because it's like, I know it's bullshit. Soon as the camera goes on, I know that he probably practiced some of the shit that he was saying before he turned the camera on. I know it. So listening to him is very difficult at this point because I already know about Polite and I know what he's about and what he's doing. For those who don't know, like I said the other day in a little stream I did, Polite lives life on the hustle. His whole family is a hustle family. That said, Polite don't have an address. Polite doesn't have somewhere that he lives. He doesn't have a permanent address. He doesn't have a residency or anything, all these things like that. You know what I'm saying? He lives life on the hustle. He travels from Airbnb to hotel room to Airbnb to hotel room. That's how he lives. That's Polite's life. So when people look at him and find inspiration in him, it's solely through his words. It's through him convincing you that he's, first off, about you. That's the number one thing that Saneter is going to get ragged on for this video. Polite convinces you that he's about you. He's here for you. He's here for black people. He's here to help build black people, to help build family, all these things. That's what he says. But the whole point of all of that is that nigga's really not here for anything except himself and to hustle you. That's all. When you look at his life and his track record That's what it's about. This nigga said on the stream that he's gonna, what people gonna say or some shit like that when he's proven to be when he's vindicated and all of this shit. First off, nigga, like Triple C said earlier, Polite has never been vindicated for anything. There is nothing that Polite has been accused of, pretty much, that has not come out to be proven true. We've said that Polite was not married to those women. When Polite was coming out here pushing all this shit about polygyny and he has all these wives and all this shit like that, I was like, I started to think like, wait a minute, man. You ain't go get no have no ceremony, paperwork, all this shit, acknowledgement, all these different girls as your fucking wives. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. But I let it go until I couldn't let it go no more, because I'm like, if this nigga's gonna bullshit about this, what the fuck else is he not gonna bullshit about? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of took that. Like, yo, if you're gonna be full of shit about one thing, you'll be full of shit about pretty much anything else. So that's where it started. Were we proven correct? Yes, we were proven correct. Not only were we proven correct by the fact that 90% of these women that were with him in the beginning, you don't even see these bitches anymore, but they're his wives. You still see Harmonette, but you don't see them no more. Come on. Then the one of the so-called wives that he pushed, one of the latest before the last one, Ashley Wright, she came out and confirmed everything that everyone said. Like, this is just one thing. I could move on to the status correction. What person who has status correction is in need of an attorney? Can somebody please explain that shit to me? If you have your status corrected, meaning you go into the courtroom as your own person, not as no corporate entity, etc., aka you, the living person, is going to go in there and do business with that court for the corporate person, which is Brother Polite, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck would you need a lawyer for? I thought your status was corrected, which means they shouldn't even be able to hold you. Please tell me I'm full of shit. I dare anybody who talks status correction, any of that shit, I dare you to tell me what I said was supposedly incorrect. Nigga, if your status is corrected, they are not even supposed to be able to hold you. According to the status correction edict. And the status correction edict says, once your status gets correct, you take control of the court and you dictate what's going to happen. Why are you not dictating what's going to happen in the court, Polite, with your corrected status? Why didn't you tell them so that you're the Nisut? Polite. How come you haven't told the courts that you're the Nisut, nigga? Didn't you tell them that your brother Polite, that you're the Nisut, that they have no authority to hold you because you are the grand epperset, illustrious Nisut? Yeah, 70 plus 90, Nikki, what are you doing? Nikki, what are you talking about? It's 90 plus books. He has 90 plus books on that subject. Those copy and pastes. Yo, the first time I caught wind of, yes, Nikki, you must say 90. The first time I caught wind of this nigga's one of his books. Oh my God, yo. Hey, have y'all ever seen, like, you ever start a new job and get one of like them little handbook pamphlets or some shit? That's what the fucking nigga book look like. Tell Polite to prove me wrong that his book doesn't look like a handbook pamphlet book from a new hire applicant or some shit. He wrote 90 plus of those. This is sad, man. This is sad. This is really sad. But we shall continue. We shall continue. So, Polite, when they were saying trays up, Polite, when they were saying trays up, did you not tell them that your status was corrected and that you are the illustrious Grand Epperset Nisut? Did you tell them that? And if you didn't tell them that, why didn't you tell them that? You were supposed to tell these motherfuckers who you really are. That way your status could stay corrected and everything will be everything. But you didn't do that. You want to know why you didn't do that? Because no one cares. They even said that shit, yo, on the fucking news thing, yo. Triple C was talking about it. Nikki, they were saying how, the author of 90 plus. I was like, what? This nigga ain't write no 90 fucking books, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Like, stop doing this, yo. Polite is not who you think he is, man. Polite is a fucking hustler. That's it. Every sense of the word, every sense of it, from the word go, Polite's a hustler, bro. He's a hustler. And it's funny. It's funny that I say that, right? Like, I call this man a hustler. They called him a motivational speaker. I call the only thing Polite motivates people to do, the only thing Polite motivates people to do is lose their money. That's it. That's the only thing Polite motivates people to do. Polite will motivate you to separate yourself from your funds and give them to him. And he will make you think that it's for your benefit. Okay? We will roast him today. We will roast him continuously today. Like, the only thing I've ever heard Polite say that was motivational was in order to gain some sort of acclaim from people, admiration, things of that nature, so that he could then remove funds from you. That's it. He doesn't have a store. He doesn't have all this time. You would think that Polite would at least have a base. You would think that he at least has a base, right? You would think that Polite has a base where he can holler at people and you can come see him and you can buy his products and all that shit. Remember, not only we ain't even gonna go to the cargo minium shit. Remember that he was opening a fucking health center. Who remembers when Polite was opening a fucking health center? I still got the pictures. I'm gonna put them shits up when I'm on the new video that I'm doing of him. Like, not live stream, but video that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all. I still got those pictures of Amunet at that building and all of that shit. I still got all of that shit, nigga. I still got all of that shit. This nigga said he was starting a clinic. First off, nigga, just 2 years ago, before you said the clinic thing, you and Amunet was walking around New York in African garb, excuse me, in African garb, nigga, talking shit, trying to get next to Saneter so that y'all could gain notoriety. So, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? When did you become, you, her, or anybody in your circle become clinical doctors that you could then start and open up a practice, a clinic? Come on, man. That's some Umar shit. That's some just say some shit. But I remember Polite telling everybody he was going to start a clinic. Whatever happened to that, Polite? Now, I said you was scamming people, and ain't none of that shit ever gonna happen. Saneter said that I was a hater when I said that. He said, remember that shit, Sa? Remember you said I was a hater because Polite was doing stuff that was bullshit, and I was like, yo, this nigga's full of shit, and he's a scammer. And remember you was calling me a hater? You even personally said my name and called me a hater. Triple C too called niggas out by name and called us haters, said we was over here hating on Polite and y'all success and whatever, like niggas over here is broke and not doing nothing with themselves. You need to take that back to the Kev Gill circle of the broke bum losers who talking about Polite. Nigga, that's not our circle. We're productive Americans. We're productive Americans over here. Mm-hmm. You definitely in the building, Cole. This is almost like 2017 again, 2016 again. You know, like it's 5 years ago, man. We doing a Thanos, a snap. You know what I mean? And we going back, man. Like this fucking dude, Polite has never produced one thing ever. I hope y'all can see the comment section because and read what she just posted, because he is not a motivational speaker. He's the only motivated people to remove their funds from their wallets to give to him for nothing. That's the only thing he's ever motivated people to do. That's it. That's all he's doing. This nigga's sad. But he's not just the sad one. He's... Hold on, yo. Let me put the blunt down for a second. He's not the sad one. The sad one is the person who is just as responsible for this shit, but trying to remove himself. It's one thing if Saneter, Inkies of the world, all these people, stop trying to remove yourself from Polite, man. Most of you are no Inky. You was up on the fucking stream smiling with Polite when you was wearing that new clothes that you had got. You was wearing it every day. Y'all remember when Inky had got that new shirt with like an unk or something on that shit or whatever the fuck, and every time you seen him, he was wearing that shit. So it's like, nigga, you was up on the fucking shit right beside this nigga, Kiki and laughing. And I think Polite's exact words to you was, oh, Inky fly to the motherfucker. Don't worry about Minister Inky right now. Basically, they bought you off. What did they buy you off with? See, y'all gotta understand when we say this shit. Like, when I say they bought Inky off, am I saying somebody came to Minister Inky with a box with 100 racks in it and said, look, Inky, your side? Nah, these niggas ain't messing with no money like that. And when they do hit a lick like that, they not about to share that shit with another nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might, excuse me, you might as well forget that shit. They not about to share that shit with another nigga. So, what I mean by that is they gave Inky the crumbs. You know what I'm saying? They was sprinkling crumbs and shit off at the nigga, and that was good enough for him. Because at that point, Inky wasn't making any money at all through this bullshit. No one was buying Minister Inky products that don't exist. And nobody was basically donating to him for what? You know what I'm saying? And that was that. He was just a nigga who was around trying to get on. Reggie, all the rest of them. Just niggas around trying to get on. And what I mean on is they trying to get on the Saneter gravy train. The Saneter gravy train consists of, I got exposure, meaning I got these cameras. I got this nasty couch that you can come sit on. African flags, red, black, and green flags, pictures of Khalid Muhammad, pictures of me standing there in a uniform trying to look militant and shit. Blah 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 blah. That's what Saneter offers. He's offering a platform, he's offering some sort of exposure, and he's doing it in a way where you can get validation in front of a whole group of people just by coming on my platform. That's what he does. So, Inky, no one knows you, no one fucks with you. He wants to link up with Saneter so people can fuck with him and donate and he can get money. Reggie, Garfield, all these people. Young Pharaoh. When Young Pharaoh came around with those young struggle locks, I don't like calling them dreads, with those struggle locks that he had. Remember that shit when Young Pharaoh first came around? He had them little ass struggle locks. That the whole point was that exposure. Saneter, for all intents and purposes, is the Vlad TV of the conscious community, of the black community, nigga. And I hate using that term, black community, too. But I mean, everybody's not hip. But Saneter is the Vlad TV of the so-called conscious community. He's the Vlad. You know how every time niggas go on Vlad, it's always about some beef. It's always some bullshit that happens. Half them stupid niggas end up getting locked up afterwards and all that shit like that. Yeah. Saneter is the Vlad TV of the conscious community. He offers you exposure and supposed validation through his platform. Because there's nothing else that he offers. If you look at Vlad TV, what the fuck does Vlad do or offer? Nothing. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't offer anything. Saneter, think about this. We've said this before on this platform, but it's going to be new people hearing this. What the fuck does Saneter do? I mean, seriously, do, actually. And I don't mean in the realm of, I'm getting in this man's business, what you do, what you don't do, whatever, that's your business. I'm talking about in the realm of what he promotes and purports to be doing to people. What does Saneter do? Nothing. Saneter doesn't sell you anything. Meaning, he doesn't sell you CMOS or sell you Whole Foods and Fresh Foods. He doesn't have a market. He doesn't sell you anything. He doesn't have a whole poppin' book line, you know what I'm saying, of black empowerment books and Afro-centric empowerment books and all none of these things. He has nothing. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a whole. By this time, with that platform, I should walk down the street and see Saneter apparel from people who, because Saneter has a platform to produce apparel and sell that shit to people. No books, no apparel, no food, no health food, no nothing. No counseling line. All the people you're supposed to be networking with and the boots on the ground. All this boots on the ground you Saneter you supposed to have been doing. You mean to tell me by this time you don't at least have a network of black men and women who are counselors who can at least counsel and talk to and mentor other black people through some sort of hotline, something to offer people? Nothing. What up? What up? He has nothing to offer you. And I've been saying that from the beginning. When you want to find out who's full of shit in this conscious community, find out who has things to actually offer. I don't care what those things are. I don't care if you made a line of conscious community pencils. And on the pencils, each pencil has a little factoid. And you know what I'm saying? Did you know that black people were the first to do such and such? Did you know that such and such and such and such? Whatever your genre is, I'm not even gonna name anything. You pick with, if you a Hebrew, if you whoever, just whatever you're into. Nothing. He gives you nothing. Now, I did say what Saneter had to offer was a platform. A platform is something that is taken very serious by people who are owners and controllers of platforms. I'll give you an example. Right now, there's a whole. I did this video almost about a month ago, telling you guys this already. There's a whole big spiel going on and a whole these emotions and this, that, and the third going on because OnlyFans is cutting out the lewd content. OnlyFans says we do not want our platform to consist and be saturated with basically what is tantamount to pornography and prostitution. So OnlyFans said, took control of their platform, said, hey, it's over. No, this lewd shit is over. No more getting up here selling your butt, selling your whatever, being nasty and flirtatious and this, that, and the third. No more of that. This is not what I want my or our platform to be known for, remembered by, associated with, etc., etc. Get it? So, OnlyFans took control of their platform. That's why any and everybody can't go on, let's say, The Tonight Show. Any and everybody just can't go walking up on Saturday Night Live. Their platform is supposed to have a standard that they say, this is my standard. This is what you should know me by. This is what you give me respect for, etc. Look at me as this, as such. This is what they're saying when they do this. So whenever someone's controlling their platform, that's what happens. On YouTube, you got current content creators who don't allow certain things in their chats or whatever. Why? Because they don't want certain things going on their platform. They don't want to be known for certain things on their platform. So, what does Saneter do with his platform? Let's talk about this. What does Saneter do with his platform? He didn't bring you the things that we talked about before. He did. He didn't bring you the news van that he took donations for and bought a Mercedes with. I didn't say this. That's what he said. I just believe him. He took your hard-earned donations, money and donations, and told you that I'm going to take this money and my platform and I'm going to do what I say my platform is about, and I'm going to get this news van and we're going to go around and we're going to control our own narrative and our own image to the world. And he didn't say those words because he's not as eloquent as me, but in a nutshell, that's what he was saying. So he says he's gonna get this news van and control his, our own news. Well, thank the gods. I always use an S, plural. Thank the gods for Brother Phil from the Advise Show and now the Philip Scott Show for actually making a some sort of black news channel, which he now has multiple channels, etc., teams, reporters in different cities and states and all of that. Because if we had to rely on Saneter to actually provide this platform, if we had to rely on Saneter to use his platform for what he says his platform is for and about, we'd be waiting forever. Mind you, Saneter was out before these people. He was out and small. Yes, he thinks very small. Yo, that is a very good comment. That comment is very apt to this whole thing. He thinks very small. And I'm disappointed in him. Saneter, actually, I'm very disappointed in you. When we take this all the way back to the beginning, this goes all the way back to 2005 for me. And that Kimmon on trial shit, 2014, 2015, not 5, but 15. And that all that Kimmon on trial debates, man, I bought that shit. I paid for that shit. And it was a sham. It was a show. It was a shit show. And speaking of that 2015 Kimmon on trial debate, that was a shit show. One Hassan Campbell was there doing security for Africa Bambaata's Zulu Nation team. Just for a point of clarification, for you got niggas now acting like they was molested by this nigga and tortured by him and all that shit at an interest rate of 27%. And he got that shit. When he get that shit way back when, he's still paying payments on that shit. I ain't gonna let you get me off track, Cole. Let me stay straight. Cause I'ma just start joking this nigga the whole time. But anyway, you came to the people with your platform, said, people, I'm going to take my platform and put my money where my mouth is. Will y'all donate to me so that I can do this? And you took their money and you bought a Mercedes. And you came on a live stream because you were upset when people were giving you backlash. And you said what to the people? What did you say, Saneter? What you say? You know what you said. I know what you said. You said I could have been bought that van if I wanted to. What? What? You could have been bought the van if you wanted to. So let me get this straight. You came to black people, said to us, yo, donate to me so I could get this van that I can get whenever I want to. Then, when they donated to you, you took the money and still didn't get the van that you could have gotten whenever you wanted to. I don't think he could have either, Salima. That's just that tough talk shit, trying to act like he got something he don't have, because if you had that shit, nigga, you would have just gotten the shit on your own. Why did it take you till you got donations till you got a Benz? Fucking stupid. Old ass nigga, man. And you can't even fucking find, that's the only way you can find a way to get a nice car in your older age is to scam black people. Basically. Because that's what your platform is about. Again, some people guard their platforms. You can't work and be in Disney Marvel action films and just got finished being charged for molestation and shit. No, they're not. They're gonna control their platform. They don't want anything like that associated with their platform. They'll out you themselves before anyone else does. They'll out you just to distance themselves even more from you. See, that's what people who have real intentions of protecting what their platform is really about, not whether they personally agree or not, but protecting their platform. When those people are around, you see that it's evident. There's certain things that I won't engage on in YouTube ever. That's why if you look down my page on my channel, you'll never see videos about that shit. Because I don't want my page associated with those things. So, Saneter, your page, your platform, Pharaoh, scammer. Polite, scammer. The pills had some scam shit going on with that, selling people stuff and them not getting it. That's scamming. Inky, scammer. Umar Johnson, Antunde, scammer. Yourself, scammer. Prince York, son of a scammer. Shaka Amos. Shaka was aight, just a little fruity. Reggie, dumbass. Reggie, flunky. Okay? Where do we start and where do we end? Garfield, full of shit. Garfield, scammer. Amin Rosgrod, scammers. SETI, where the fuck are you? Shaka was. I said this the other day on the stream, man. Out of all the people that he had on his platform, the only person who never one time had any scamming shit attached to them was Shaka Amos. No one has ever accused Shaka Amos of intentionally lying to them. No one has ever accused Shaka Amos of saying that he has something for sale and giving them giving him money and he running off with the money and they never see that shit. Nobody ever said that Shaka Amos tried to sell them some shit and it didn't pan out or whatever. No one. When Shaka Amos came up there, Shaka Amos was never up there talking about what I do this and I do that and come by this and come by that and come by this. The general was grounded by his mother. El Presidente grounded the general. But Shaka almost never fucking came out and said, yo, I'm going to sell you this, I'm going to sell you that. Never. He came out and said, yo, I'm Shaka Amos. This is what my information, this is what I think about from the information I gathered, blah. That's it. He's the only person. Let's keep going down the list though of people who've been associated with Saneter through his platform. Israel Doctrine. Just need I say more? Ali Muhammad. Scammer. Come on. Sekhmet. Scammer. Old school whore. Come on. Who else? This is, I mean, like, anyone, if you go down the trail of Saneter and his fuckery, Brother Sanchez is so full of shit, it makes no sense. I never even do videos on him because he's just the fuck out of here, nigga. Fucking whack ass. Hassan Campbell, there we go. Thank you, Salima. That was the one I was forgetting. Hassan Poofy Campbell. You opened up the door for Hassan. Ron Savage is an actual victim. Hassan Campbell was a willing participant. Ron Savage was an actual victim. This nigga Hassan. Hassan is nah, that nigga, he definitely was on that shit. We got a whole laundry list of fucking fuckery. But let's go back to the top. Who is his top three? His top three. His top three are Polite. I will put Polite there. Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh is definitely in his top three because Young Pharaoh took off. You know what I mean? Skies was the limit for Young Pharaoh. Garfield is someone he pushed a lot, but Garfield never translated to the people because at the end of the day, all Garfield looked like is somebody's landlord in the city somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Who is his top three? I think we'll go with definitely Polite, most definitely Young Pharaoh, because they went at it and them going at it with each other was a thing where he was basically pushing it and trying to push himself or whatever. And we'll say that the third person, I'll give y'all Inky. I'll give y'all Inky. Cause Inky was his right hand man for a long time. You gotta, and don't forget, I ain't gonna bring in Larry though, cause Larry wasn't really with the bullshit with them niggas. Larry was just a nigga who believed the shit that he says. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't believe half of the shit that Brother Larry used to talk about. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? That is true though. The pills, because his Lex is somebody he don't like having Lex on because Lex won't let him control him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say the pills though. Polite, the pills, and Young Pharaoh, because those were his top three. You know what I mean? Those were the ones that would get him the most attention. Those were the ones that would get him the most views and all that shit. So I would go with those three. Let's start with the pills. We'll go least to worst. You know what I'm saying? Least to greatest. You know what I'm saying? We'll start with the pills. Red pill, blue pill, for all intents purposes, were good dudes, man. They were alright dudes. They seemed to be real sincere about their purpose and what they was talking about. Alright? But all yes, Salima, all that big costume, fake ass jewelry, and the problem that I have with them is the hustling of that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I did the video on that shit and found out that it when before I did the video, I had already heard the shit. You know what I'm saying? But when I did the video, this is years ago. This is for people who already know. When I did a video on Red Pill and the Blue Pill about them scamming and shit, like Saneter knew that too, and that's what the video was for. I should have found the video before I did the fucking stream, but I'm kind of going off the dome with this shit. But that would have been a good video to pull up right now because I did that shit years ago, and you would see Saneter fucking right there. Basically, y'all remember that shit when he knew what the pills was doing, and so they went on that awkward ass live stream when they got back together and acting like everything was everything, and it was all the haters who were stirring this up, not the simple fact that Polite and fucking Saneter had threatened. Remember when Polite was gonna go Nino Brown on them and tell, like, remember that shit? I forgot what it was for. But when Polite was gonna go Nino Brown and he was like, I'll tell all this shit, basically, and was implementing the pills and everything, that's what that shit was about. What Polite was talking about when he was telling, he'll tell everything, even on the pills. That's what it was for. It was because they was fucking selling people. I mean, allegedly selling people shit, but not giving them the product and taking the money. And the exact monetary amount that I heard was 20,000, and that came from you, Saneter. That didn't come from me. Saneter said that the red pills made $20,000 off of fake jewelry that they never sold nobody, that they scammed people out of. That they got $20,000 on donations and never sold nobody shit and never give anybody anything back. That's what you said, Saneter. So for that reason, that's why the pills are on the list, and that they were around you so long. Why were you doing all these live streams all through New York with these dudes, man? And you know they were scamming people. Why would you allow your platform to be associated with stuff like that if you not down with shit like that? Because somebody who's not down with that is not going to allow that shit. Someone who has a religious platform is not going to allow twerk team videos on it. They don't want that shit associated with their platform. But if you got a fucking so-called religious platform and then I turn to that shit and I see I see chicks in busted ass little shorts with their cheeks hanging out, nigga, and popping their ass. The fuck? Apparently you with that. Apparently you with that. So if you're not with that, why were you with that? Let's move on. Who's next? Let's go with Young Pharaoh. Save the best for last. Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh is a violent, abusive hustler. Some of us were like that when we were young. Young Pharaoh, who was a 30-plus-year-old man. Young Pharaoh. Young, almost middle-aged Pharaoh is a violent, abusive little scammer. Young Pharaoh is a direct follower of Polite. If you want to know how you get a young pharaoh, how you make, create, and put out to the world a young pharaoh, Polite. Not only Salima was he his blueprint, Pharaoh said this. This is what, when we get to Shane TV, man, we get to my page and I do my little videos. All this shit, like my nigga D Prince always used to say, yo. All the shit that I say is based, all the shit that Shane TV says is based off the stuff that they say. And that was all the shit that I say, bro, was based off shit that you said. I ain't say nothing that you didn't. I'm not saying nothing that y'all didn't say. And I keep saying, for just to divert for a quick second, when I say Saneter's full of shit, why do I say? Am I just making that up? Am I just waking up and stretching, going, oh, you know what? Today, man, it's Saturday. Saneter's full of shit. What am I doing? Why would I? Come on, nigga. Why would I do that? Second, where would I get the evidence to do that from? And so if I don't have evidence, I'm just pulling that shit out of my ass. All right? So why would I say that? Because I heard Saneter sit on his channel for years. And talk about Africa, argue with the Hebrews, argue with everything started in Africa. My daughter named Africa, and I heard this same motherfucker tell motherfuckers, fuck Africa. Same age and everything. Not when he was 10, 20 years younger, nigga, the same nigga. Okay? Tell people, fuck Africa. We ain't Africans. We ain't no fucking Africans, which I agree. You know what I'm saying? Most of us, especially us, we're from right here. My fucking grandmother and great-grandfather and all them, they go all the way back from right here. They were Cherokee. They were from right here. What you talking about? They Seymours. So, nigga, point being, yo, how the fuck you gonna say that? How can you say that? How can you say that, nigga? You're full of shit. From that point on, you are full of shit. Oh, I don't know how the fuck we forgot about Unk's fucking. Unk is his ex-drug fiend partner. Fiends recognize fiends. But yo, I'm like, how do you say that, man? So when I say that young Pharaoh followed, as Salima said, a direct blueprint of Polite, that's not only is that's just observed behavior. First off, that's not making something up or whatever. That's just observable behavior. Like, nigga, but the fact that the man said the shit, the words out his fucking mouth, I want it to be exactly like Polite. Polite was my idol. Even when I got locked up, Polite was my idol. He used to watch all videos? All the Black News 102 videos of Polite on Saneter's couch, watching all his videos. And we have the results of young Pharaoh. Y'all see what young Pharaoh is, right? We have the results of young Pharaoh. We have the results of a young nigga looking at a complete lying, scamming, fuck ass nigga named Polite, idolizing that shit and following that shit to a T. So we just seen polite young Pharaoh's baby mother. Right, you can see that right on my page of young Pharaoh's baby mother in tears, being accosted and abused, and him hitting his own child and all this shit like that over the white nanny because he insists on the devil, the white devil, raising his being around his small child and accosting his allegedly and basically accosting his the same chick that he brought out as his one of his multiple wives. When y'all get a divorce? Are y'all getting divorced? Did you ever actually marry her? Is the bitch just your girlfriend? Nevertheless, we see what the end result is of him. He came out saying that money was evil. White people are just white people are sulfur-based devils, which he got that from someone else. I know exactly where you got that from. Excuse me. I know where you got that from. White people were sulfur-based devils, creatures, whatever the fuck he was calling them. All of this shit. Okay? Now, look at him. You're beating up and beating up your girlfriend and your baby's mother with the baby in your fucking in her hands over the white nanny. Why is that sulfur-based devil even in your house? Because when you came from Saneter's platform, Black News 102, Saneter Studios, the red, the black, the green, Khalid Muhammad, all we do is black over here. When you left that shit, you was talking black people shit. Now you got white nannies and shit and beating up the black goddess and the queen over the white nanny and telling the black queen while you're being violent to her, she gonna apologize to the white sulfur-based nanny. That's young Pharaoh. Excuse me. That's 30 plus, 30 some odd years old young Pharaoh. But y'all remember where he started? On Saneter's couch. Ladies and gentlemen, peace and black family. This is your brother Saneter. I'm here with a new young phenom here, young Pharaoh. And remember he came up there with those struggle locks, them tiny little struggle locks. And that little plump little portly little sister, and was sitting on the couch sounding like a mini ass version of Polite. Yes, grown Pharaoh. Speaking of Polite, Saneter, we know how you met Polite. We know Polite seduced you with Amunet because you are a horny old man. So Amunet came up with those big black lips and those big boobs, and she came up all in your face like, and you was like, and she was probably totally in her feminine, and was like, oh, brother Saneter, hello, I'm so happy to meet you, and da 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 da, and all that shit. And that nigga was, yeah, sister, black, peace and black power, yeah, peace and black power. Peace and black power, family. Yo, that's exactly how that nigga came at your ass, yo. He sent his girl. He sent his what do they call it in the pimp world? His bottom bitch. He sent his bottom bitch to seduce you, and it worked. It worked, as y'all can see. How many wives saw that guy? I don't know. He had to pretend. He only had one when he had that bald headed one. He done left her though. I guess he got tired of looking at that head. Cause she looked like she got a nasty attitude and be talking shit and sassy and shit. You can't be ugly as fuck and sassy and with a nasty attitude. Like they gotta be some sort of compromise. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, cause like no nigga, it's not like brothers. We don't like hearing that shit at all. But we'll deal with it when you still sexy, nigga. You still kind of cute, nigga, and I'm still gonna smash, nigga, once we get done arguing. You know what I mean? So I ain't worried about it. But you butt ugly and bald headed, half on the top, and all that, like, bitch, you can't be having no attitude. Now, this is from me to you. You need to be nice and polite and smiley. Like, you can be sassy and shit. And so Saneter probably got tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? He be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. I'm the king of black consciousness. I am Saneter. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I was fucking Sekhmet. And I could have fucked. What's her name? What's the other one name? I forgot her name. The one that was flirting, all smiling with him all on the camera and shit. I forgot her silly ass name. But anyway, like, yo, Saneter got tired of that shit, bro. That nigga was like, dogs, no fucking more. I can't listen to this shit. He said, I'm gonna give me a Spanish mommy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his business. But what is the world's business is the fact that Amunet seduced you. That's her name, Sci-Fi. That's the one that Saneter was sleep. I'd say you was fucking her. I ain't got no proof, but the proof is in what I seen, nigga. And you was letting Sci-Fi play with your little old balls, nigga. Cause what Sci-Fi said, she was flirting and shit like, oh, it's me and Saneter, looking all stupid. I hope she didn't have that look on her face when y'all was doing it. I would have been like, yeah, turn around. At least look sexy, nigga. Like, them eyes were googly, and you see how he kept licking his lips, trying to look cool and shit, like, yeah, that old man shit. That old my fucking father and uncle shit. Like, nigga, get your old ass out here. Hey, yo, man. But for real, man, Saneter, man, Amunet came and seduced your stupid old ass, yo. And from that point on, that was it, yo. Bitches. He was slobbering and shit all over Amunet titties. He was mad as hell when he found out she was married. And this nigga, when Polights showed up, oh, you know it was over. That bald-headed bastard, he gonna talk. Cause Polights got that, he got that shit that Sui got. That he don't like not having hats on. Him and Sui got that same complex. That fucking dumb complex where they think don't nobody know that they bald headed. Like, nigga, and let me address that real quick, That's just how you gonna motivate people and be a mentor and all this shit, and you still got that kind of hang up with you. First off, dog, what the fuck is wrong with you? We all know you're bald headed. It's like the gay fucking cousin or some shit like that that comes out the closet, and we all like, nigga, we know you're gay, nigga. What are you talking about? We knew you was gay when we was little. So what the fuck is you? You the only one hiding or convincing yourself that something's going like, nigga, like, I already knew you was a nigga. I didn't assume you was knocking no girl down, nigga. Like, I assumed you was sneaking off playing with a boy, because that's what you look like you would do. You don't look like you're a normal person, normal dude. You look like you gay. So that's what it is with this nigga Polite. Why you keep wearing that hat, man? We know you're bald headed, nigga. We know your hairline, it starts all the way back there. Everyone has pictures. People have had pictures for years. Soon, and very soon, it'll be a decade that some of these people had these pictures. So what the fuck, man? What are you doing? Why do you keep wearing those hats and fucking pretending that you're not bald headed? Fucking cut your head off, man. Like, dog, I keep trying to tell these niggas, cut your hair off, man. I started losing my hair when I was 15, 16 years old, bro. It would grow, but in a certain one little spot back here, it was completely bald. The rest of my hair would grow and like grow out. But back there, it was bald. And then it spread it. Nigga, I cut my hair off. What the fuck? I'm not gonna hold on to half a piece of hair, head of hair, and wear a hat every fucking where I go, because I'm trying to hold on to half a piece of head of hair. Like, what? Like, come on, man. At the end of the day, bro, you gotta be real with yourself, man. Like, that shit right there is a mental fucking handicap, man. That's some sort of mental complex, dog. Like, no one should be operating like that. You should not be walking around scared to take your hat off because you're losing your hair. Or you gotta push back. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? Then you calling yourself some sort of counselor and you're gonna motivate. What the fuck? Motivate yourself, nigga. Either fucking cut your hair off or fucking do something else other than just take that hat off. Jesus fucking Christ. 40 years old and you just wearing a hat everywhere. You can't wear that shit in court. Or can you? Because he is the grand epicet, illustrious. I told him, man, Polite, when you go in there, tell that judge, I am the Nisut. So you need to let me go. You need to tell them that you had your status corrected ever since you was selling other people's status corrections. I see. Hey, yo, you the grand impotent. The man who has 6 wives and 2 children. I'ma say this every time I say that shit. If I had 6 wives and we were all living together, nigga, I would have at minimum 13 goddamn children, yo. And that would be at minimum. Each one of them that would have 2. So how in the hell, how in God's creation do you have 3 wives? You one black man with 3 women, living with them every day, sleeping with these women every day, and you got 1 daughter, allegedly maybe a possible other daughter or son or daughter, something. So let's count that child. You know what I mean? Even if it's a bastard or whatever, we're gonna count it. So you got 2 kids, and you allegedly had 3, 4 wives, and you've been going through all these wives, and you got 2 kids. You are impotent, nigga. I don't know, that other daughter probably ain't even yours. Who knows? She kind of looked like you though, so I guess it is. But again, I know me, nigga. Shame TV had 3 wives. Shame TV would have about 10 goddamn kids. Cause I had 3 in 2 years with one chick. So just imagine, nigga, and a possible other with a couple of other ones at the time I had the first one with that chick. So just imagine, nigga, if all these bitches was my wives and we living together, nigga, I have about 9, 10, 13 goddamn kids, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Walking around with one baby. Yo, that nigga so impotent. Yo, you weak nut nigga. You can't even make no baby. That nigga blank ass. You fucking, yo, you polite, man. You ain't no man, nigga. Ain't no black man gonna have multiple wives and one kid. Like I can't fathom that. A black man, a nigga, a nigga, and all 3 of these women is with it. We wise, even if we ain't orgying and playing all that craziness. Well, it ain't that crazy, but even if we not doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? These women, I have access to these women because they my women, and we all know this, and we all shut your impotent ass up, man. You fucking weak. Moving on. Saneter, you let this fucking weak nut, no baby making ass nigga manipulate you to the point where he blew up past you. Remember that fallout? Cause I remember that fallout. I remember when y'all fell out. I remember when you started spilling the beans, Saneter, telling the world what you really knew, telling the world the truth about Polite. Because the truth is you always knew the truth about him. That's the crazy part. The truth is you already knew the truth. When you met him and all of a sudden this nigga transformed from African garb to, oh, he's a millionaire making money. Nigga, Polite, let's be real about this, y'all. When Saneter was angry and he turned on Polite and they had their little back and forth spat, I told y'all then, and I'll tell you now, that was real. And that was because Polite really started gaining actual money from donations and scamming people due to Saneter's platform and the notoriety he gained from there. So with that, he started getting money hustling people. So what he's doing now. So Saneter was pissed because he's like, wait a minute, man. You use my hustle platform, which I was making money off you too. You know what I'm saying? But you use my hustle platform and now you taking off doing all this and you don't even want to cut me in on the deals that you're making and the deals that you're doing. Now, what Polite was basically telling Saneter, I'm going to tell y'all what Polite was telling Saneter. Nigga, you could have hustled this situation the same way I did. I'm hustling these niggas. You was making money too. This is what Polite basically said in the response. And those of you who heard it, y'all know that's what he said. That's what he said. I was hustling these niggas. You was hustling them too. You could have hustled the situation better for yourself, and you didn't. The fuck? So don't be mad at me type shit. That's when we had the side choosing, like Inky roll with Polite instead of Saneter and all that. You know what I'm saying? Remember they was side choosing and all that shit like that, all that bullshit. Yeah. That's where that shit stemmed from. Because none of this shit's real. That's the point to all of this and everything that I'm telling you guys. None of this shit's real. All that shit he's talking, that platform is bullshit. That platform is intended to hustle you. It is to make you think and feel a certain way so that after you think and feel that way, you may be inclined to give them money. They're already happy and making money off your attention because you coming to the platform gets them money. Like, that's another reason that Polite was more than willing and ready to get away from Saneter, because he was like, yo, we making money through this debate shit, all that shit like that. Yeah, I'm making money through my donations and all that shit like that, getting people, hustling people, telling them I'm gonna sell them stuff that I'm not gonna sell them, and they never get. And I'm still coming right out here every day, selling people stuff, allegedly selling them things, but they never get these things. He started realizing that Saneter was making a whole nother check just off of the YouTube views. I'm gonna give you a specific number. Okay? I'm gonna give you a specific number. 120,000. Now, how would I get that number? I can't make that number up. Saneter said that shit himself. Saneter said he makes 120K a year off YouTube. And he said it, I'm not the only person who said it. I think it was either Pharaoh or somebody else. You can hear a video, they said the shit too. Because he said it. I guess that's when he really started making that kind of money and getting it popping. That's what's up. That's what's up. But the point of all that is, that shit caused a rift with him and Polite. Because remember, none of this was ever about what they initially said. He was never doing this shit for what he said he was doing it for. And that's the point to all of this shit. No one could talk their way around that. No one could send stupid trolls to troll their way around that. None of that shit. When you come out as a man and say you about something and everything in your wake, your track record, and everything that you leave behind shows that you completely opposite of that, what are we to do with you? What are we to call you? When every person that you brought to black people came to black people with the sole intention of doing them harm, of taking from them without providing or giving anything back. There's nothing wrong with taking from people because you're supposed to take. It's why the words are give and take. It's give and take. There's nothing wrong with taking. There's something wrong when you take and you don't give back. And there's really something wrong as a black man when you come out and you promote blackness and you can promote our culture and you try to, promote unity between us. But ultimately, you could care less about any of that shit. What are we to say? It's just this Mr. Alhambra Ballroom, just all that shit was fake and we was all wrapped up in it because we thought that we were going to do something. We were all going to have our own black little news. We could have our own conferences about our history and things like that. That's what you thought it was for. It's not. It's just a show. And that's fine. Even that's fine. Saneter, that your platform is just a show. But that's what I'm going to call it from here on out. It's just a show. That's just a show. That's none of that is what he's purporting it to be. If you are looking at it anything other than what it really is, no, then that's where you are error. You're in error. It's just a show. It basically has a script. and editor and all of that. It's a fucking show. I've been with y'all for an hour and 20 minutes. That's crazy. That's like an old school fucking live stream. That's a long ass time. But yeah, man, I'm getting ready to wrap this up soon. I just wanted to rap to y'all a taste about this. This is definitely not over Vince McMahon. Black News 102. Live from the Alhambra Ballroom. And the main event, Polite versus Young Pharaoh, with Seti in the corner. This is crazy, man. I'm gonna trip with y'all for a couple minutes though before we get on. Where is Michael Edwards? We can't even call Michael Edwards a scammer, because Michael Edwards is just a fucking nothing. He's like, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm mad that I know Michael Edwards' name. You ever feel that way about certain people? You know what I'm saying? Like, he is like, I just the fact that I even know of Michael Edwards, I feel bad about myself. I feel that I should do better. The fact that I even know this nigga exists, man. That's crazy. Michael Edwards. Remember he tried to run his mouth that one summer of 18, when I had to take on the House of Consciousness by myself. I had to pull out the sword and the shield and go in just by myself. Michael Edwards and his bald-headed wife and her bald-headed life. And we played Willie D, bald-head. We brought Willie D out on her ass. We brought a goddamn legend out on her ass. Willie D. You bald-headed bitch. Hey, yo. That was fun, man. I really like that. Was fun, though. Because Saneter, man, I ain't even got no big platform, man. But I'll fuck you up, man. And you so lucky, bro. You so lucky I don't have the time or inclination to just really sit and post and post and post and post and post and post and post. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I did that shit, I would really have to set up some sort of shit with my Cash App for people to donate and shit, because I need my time, nigga, to make money. But, yo, oh my God, bro. You're just lucky, man. You're lucky. I got shit to do. It's a couple other people lucky out here, too. I heard Root got a new page. Root, you're another person that I'm mad that I know of. Like, I feel that I'm lesser of a person because I know of you. Not even that I know you, because I don't know you for real. But the fact that I know of you and we've spoken before and all that shit, I feel like I'm lesser of a person, you know? And I need to do better. Who else makes us feel? Who else? Let's do this before we go, y'all. Let's fuck around for a while. Who else makes you feel lesser of a person? You know, this is 5-6 years later now since I started. Shade TV is like 4 years old, 5 years old. I started this page. So who the people that we know of and we've done, who makes us feel lesser of humans that we know? Lacquer Black. Oh yes. Yes, that's a good one. Lacquer Black. You make me feel Like I should do better. Just that I know of you. Suicide. I should smack myself for knowing you. For even knowing him, and for even knowing, allowing you to befriend me on IG. I should really punish myself in some way, in some form of fashion. The winter soldier. He's a warrior about his. Okay, and in the words of his cousin Dizzy, I'm war about mine. You know, they always spitting and what the fuck wrong with you, nigga? Israel doctrine. The fact that I know of you and I actually allowed that black mongrel to allow me to do an interview with you and you to interview me and talk to me on your channel, I really feel that Shame TV took 4 steps back. You know what I mean? And as a person, I personally took 10 steps back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not going to beat myself up completely. You know, I'm about, you know, self-improvement. And so I'm not going to, you know, just kill myself over here. You know what I mean? But I am going to punish myself slightly. You know, like I'm going to, I mean, for even engaging in that. And I should know better. I ought to know better. And you guys too. You guys, I want you to punish yourself tonight in some form or fashion because you know you ought to know better. You ought to know, and that's no pun intended. You ought to know better, and you ought to know better. You know what I mean? So we should know better, people. You know, like we should know better. I know better because I should know better. Izzy got a Roku channel. Hey yo, man, this shit has been fun, man. But yeah, did we forget about Kev Gills? Kev is on my radar again because I heard he was still doing videos, and when I seen that shit Specs on Specs channel, I was like, yo, this nigga really true C no, because I like I said, this son of a bitch is still in that same corner. I'm saying this shit now again. Okay, I'm saying it. Because that's another person I ought not know. You know what I mean? And I am ashamed. Shame. I'm ashamed that I know Kev Gills, that I actually talked to Kev Gills and was talking to Kev Gills and didn't know through my conversations that I was building and designing his platform. But that's another person I wish I didn't Mick know. You know, like I Mick knew better, and I need to Mick do better. So if you Mick know better, you should Mick show better. That nigga is still sitting in that same Mick room by that same Mick window using that same Mick Wi-Fi. Shame TV, yo. I'm out, y'all.